Let's say we're asked to solve the triangle where one of our angles is 53 degrees, our second angle is 67 degrees, and we know that one of our sides is 21. To be able to solve this triangle, we want to use the law of sines since it is an angle side angle case. However, for us to be able to use the law of sines, we have to have at least one angle in its corresponding side. Therefore, we'd really like to find angle A before we start this. And that's not too bad to find. So to find angle A, we're just going to take 180 degrees, and we are going to subtract from it that 53 degrees plus 67, because we know a triangle always adds up to be 180 degrees. And if we do that, we end up with angle A being equivalent to 60 degrees. Now, the law of sines says that A over sine of A is equal to, let's just go ahead and do B over sine of B. So we're going to be solving for side B. So to do that, we're going to plug in what we know. So we know A is 21. The sine of A is going to be the sine of 60 degrees. And that's going to be equal to B over the sine of 53 degrees. So what we want to do, since we have set up a proportion, is we're actually going to cross multiply. So we want to multiply these two things together and these two things together. So that's going to leave us with 21 sine of 53 degrees is equal to B times sine of 60 degrees. So to solve this thing, since we are solving for B, we are going to divide both sides by sine of 60, so that's going to give us this statement. 21, and we'll come up here and do this. 21 sine of 53 degrees over sine of 60 degrees equals B. So B is equivalent to, and if you punch this in on your calculator, making sure that you're really careful with your order of operations, we're going to end up with B is equal to 19.37 if we round to the nearest hundredth. So that's our first side that we're looking for. Remember, we also want to solve this triangle for the length of side C. So I'm going to do the same thing, except this go around, I'm going to go back in and use C. So we got 21 over sine of 60 is equal to C over sine of 67 degrees. So once again, we are going to cross multiply. So if we cross multiply, we're left with this statement: 21 sine of 67 degrees is equal to C sine of 60 degrees. And because I'm solving for C, I want to divide both sides by the sine of 60 degrees. So I'm left with 21 sine of 67 degrees over sine of 60 degrees is equal to C. And if we punch that in on the calculator, round it to the nearest hundredth, we get 22.32 is equal to C.